Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see State Boards Class 8 Science chapter number 6 Composition of Matter. In this chapter, in our first three parts, already we have finished with the explanation part of the chapter. Today we are going to see exercise of the chapter. In this, the question number 1, the appropriate option and write the following statements. We have to choose the appropriate option and we have to rewrite the following sentences or the statements. In that, the first one they had asked, intermolecular force is dash in the particles of solid. That already we have studied. It's a maximum in the solid and minimum in the gaseous state of the matter. So correct answer for this is a maximum. Second one, solids retain their volume even when external pressure is applied. This property is called incompressibility. It's called as an incompressibility because when we apply the pressure on the solid, its volume does not change. So that property is called as a incompressibility. Third one, they are asking matter is classified into the types mixture, compound and element by applying the criterion chemical composition of matter. It's a chemical composition of matter which we consider, and on the basis of that we classify matter into a three category which we call as a mixture, compound and element. Fourth one, D, matter that contain two or more constituent substances is called mixture. The answer for it as a mixture because they have not given as a composition in which ratio they are, then whether they are chemically combined or they are just mixture. So answer for this we will write as a mixture. Next one, milk is an example of type of matter called heterogeneous mixture. We call it as a heterogeneous mixture because the fat what is present in the milk is suspended in the milk. It's not mixed, or it's not in a compounded form. It's just mixed in a watery substance of the milk. Next one, water, mercury and bromine are similar to each other because three are liquids. All the three are the liquids. Water is liquid, that you know, mercury is a liquid and bromine is also a liquid. Further is valency of carbon is 4 and that of oxygen is 2. From this we understand that there are two chemical bond or bonds between the carbon atom and one oxygen atom in the carbon dioxide. So what they have given over here, that valency of carbon is 4 and the valency of oxygen is 2. And as we know about the formula of the carbon dioxide, it is nothing but the CO2. With a one carbon, two oxygen is linked. So we can easily find out that number of bonds between carbon and the one oxygen will be 2. Further, question number 2, identify the odd term out and explain. First one they have given as a gold, silver, copper and brass. So here we will write brass as the odd one. Why? Because gold, silver and copper, they are the pure elements, and brass is a mixture, or it is an alloy. Alloy is nothing but which is a mixture of metals or the metal and non-metals. Next one, hydrogen, hydrogen peroxide, carbon dioxide, water vapor. So here we will write as in hydrogen as the odd one, because hydrogen is nothing but the element, rest all are the compounds: hydrogen peroxide, carbon dioxide and water vapor. Third one, milk, lemon juice, carbon and steel. So here carbon we will write, carbon is a pure element, rest all are the whether compound or the mixtures. Next one, water, mercury, bromine, petrol. So here we will underline, or we will take out petrol as a odd term, because petrol is an organic compound, rest all are the inorganic compound. Next one, sugar, salt, baking soda and blue vitriol. So here sugar is nothing but an organic compound, that's why we will keep it as a odd term. Next one, hydrogen, sodium, potassium and carbon. So here we will take out as a carbon, because carbon is nothing but the non-metal, and the hydrogen, sodium and potassium, they are the metals. Now we will go towards the next one. Answer the following questions. Plant synthesize, I'll just enlarge it so as for the clear view. Plant synthesize glucose in sunlight with the help of a chlorophyll from carbon dioxide and water and give away oxygen. Identify the four compounds in this process and name their types. So here what we have to identify is nothing but is the glucose, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. These are the four compounds which is present in this given statement, and we have to identify their types. When we talk about the glucose and chlorophyll, they are the organic compounds, whereas carbon dioxide and water, when we talk about the carbon dioxide and water, these two are the inorganic compounds. We can go ahead towards the next question. The one sample of brass, the following ingredients were found: copper 70% and zinc 30%. Identify the solvent, solute and solution from these. So what we have to do? We have to identify the solute and solvent. So what we have to do? Identification. So copper and zinc, these two are there. Copper 70%, zinc 30%. Both are metal, and we are mixing solid and solid, because both are solid, so it is a just solid and solid type of solution. And now the question comes about solvent and solute. If you remember, while the explanation also I said the major component is called as an solvent, and smaller proportion whatever we have in the solution is called as a solute. So in this case, in this particular case, solute is nothing but the zinc and the solvent is nothing but the copper, and the solution already we identified, that is solid in solid type. Next one, seawater test salty due to the dissolved salt, the salinity, the proportion of salts in water of some water bodies: Lunar Lake 7.9%, Pacific Ocean 3.5%, Mediterranean Sea 3.8%, Dead Sea 33.7%. Explain two characteristics of mixture from the above information. First of all, when we are writing this, all the percentage they have given of salt in the water means it is nothing but a solution. Which kind of a saline solution? It's called as a saline solution. So first characteristic, all the given samples are the solution of solid and liquid. Solid and liquid type, because you can see here the proportion of a salt is a lesser as compared to the water is a liquid form, so solid and liquid, and the density of water is highest in the Dead Sea, because here the amount of salt is more, and least in Pacific Ocean. You can write it's all is a homogeneous mixture of salt and water, and density of a Dead Sea water is a higher and or the highest, and the density of a Pacific Ocean is the least in these samples. Further, give two examples each. Liquid element. First we have to write as a liquid element, so you can write as bromine and mercury. You can write bromine and mercury. For gaseous element, you can write hydrogen and oxygen. You can write many more are there, like you can write nitrogen also, you can write chlorine also, various elements you can write. Solid element, you can write sodium. Various metals you can write like iron, silver, gold, number of you can write. Then next one, homogeneous mixture. So this one is over, so now we will go towards the homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture you can write as air, and because in the air when we talk about, we have a different gases which are mixed together, we cannot distinguish between the various gases, so it just look like a air, that's it. So further is what we can write is a saline solution. We can write a saline solution. Saline solution means salt in a water. Once we are mixing a salt in the water, it becomes homogeneous mixture. We cannot make a difference between it. For the colloid, you can write as a jelly. You can write milk. So these are the examples of the colloid which you can write. In the organic compound, you can write as a sugar. You can write fructose. Fructose is glucose which found, or the type of a sugar which is found in the fruits. Then next, in a complex compound, you can write chlorophyll. You can write hemoglobin. You can write hemoglobin. Then inorganic compound, you can write carbon dioxide. You can write water for the inorganic compound. In the metalloid, you can write boron. You can write silicon. You can write germanium, etc. Many are there. For the element with valency 1, you can write hydrogen. You can write sodium. Element with valency 2. In this you can write magnesium. You can write calcium. So these are the examples which you can write for this particular categories what they had asked to you. Now write the names and symbols of the constituent elements and identify their valencies from the molecular formula given below. So this as an activity I am just giving you hint how you can make a table for it. You can make a table for it. You can draw like this. You can make a columns. Here you can write compound. I'm just writing in a short. You can write in a full. Compound you can write. Then name you can write. Then afterward constituent element you can write. And then valency you can write. Okay, this way you can make a table. If you want, then I will send you the picture of this, how to make it, even a pic I will send in the Google Classroom. Like this you can make. Then suppose here if we are writing first one KCl. So name for this you can write as a potassium chloride. Then here in constituent 2 way you can write K and Cl because only 2 are there and their valencies like this you can write valencies for potassium and chlorine both are 1. So you can write this way valencies. Okay. This way you can make a table and you can write. So this is as a work for you. So you can make the table and post me in the Google Classroom so as I can check how many of you have done. Now let's go towards the next one, the next question. On the next page, they have given chemical composition of some matter is given in the following table. Identify the main type of matter from there. Sea water. So it is nothing but a mixture. I'm just writing in a short. M I am using for the mixture. Distilled water. It is nothing but the compound. Hydrogen gas filled in balloon is nothing but the element because only in this only the single type of atom that is a hydrogen is present. That's why it is nothing but the element. Now further the next they have given is a gas in LPG cylinder. It's a mixture of a number of gases. This is compound because baking soda. Then the pure gold is nothing but an element. Then oxygen is an element. Then the bronze, it is a mixture. Diamond is a carbon, so it is nothing but the element. So this one is over. Now the next, after the diamond, they have given as a heated white powder of blue vitriol. It is nothing but the compound. compound, and mixture. So you can complete this portion. Now let's go ahead, write scientific reasons. Hydrogen is combustible, oxygen helps combustion, but water helps to extinguish fire. So what they want to ask over here, that hydrogen and oxygen which combines and forms water, that used to extinguish fire, whereas hydrogen is a combustible gas and oxygen helps in combustion. Then also their compound is what? Used as a extinguisher. Now here I am just giving you hint and the answers you can frame in your words. Hydrogen and oxygen, they are elements and they have their own property. When they are combining chemically, they are losing their own individual properties and gaining a new property, and according to the new property of the compound made from hydrogen and oxygen, which we call as water, is having a capacity to extinguish a fire. One point you can write this, and another is elements are losing their property when they are forming a compound. So this is also one reason you can write in that. Next question they are asking is about constituent substances of colloid cannot be separated by ordinary filtration. If you remember, when we were studying about the colloid, we studied that colloid is nothing but a type of a heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles are having a size of almost 10 raised to minus 5 meter. So this size is nothing but is much smaller than the size of the pores in the filtration paper or the filter paper, and due to that we cannot filter colloid with the ordinary method or method of separation, which we call as a filtration, because that smaller particle size of the colloidal solution passes out that pores in the filter paper. Next one, lemon sherbet has a sweet, sour and salty taste and it can be poured in a glass. Lemon sherbet is a mixture of salt, sugar and lemon juice in water. Here, sugar, salt and lemon juice are nothing but a solute and water is a solvent. And as water is a liquid, it can be poured into a glass. That's why lemon sherbet is having a taste sweet, sour and salty, and it can be poured in a glass. Next one, they are asking a solid matter has the properties of definite shape and volume. In a solid matter, the intermolecular force of attraction is much higher, which binds all the molecules together. And that's why when we talk about the solid matter, they have a property of a definite shape and volume because it's not changing due to the strong force of intermolecular attraction. Next, they are asking about deduce the molecular formula of the following compounds obtained from the following pairs of elements by the cross multiplication method. This part already we have done when we were doing the regular lecture. You can refer that part 3. In that already we have discussed how to write the chemical compounds from the given elements and given valencies. So this is all about exercise and this completes our chapter number 6.